Okay, I'm mostly shooting this for Trace Velo or anybody else who's into AliExpress bike stuff. I love Trace's stuff though, so I hope this is helpful potentially to him. This is an 11-speed ZTTO sprocket that I bought on AliExpress a couple years ago and put on my road bike. I have a 2020 Cannondale Super 6 high mod. And I'm a pretty heavy and high torque rider. I'm about 190 pounds. And yeah, very high torque. So I put a lot of stress. I've snapped chains before. I put a lot of stress on my drivetrain, but this only lasted about 500 miles before I started having two issues. So I'll show you. All right, this piece looks great. The little screw at the top. First couple sprockets are a different steel from the other sprockets. These worked pretty well. And then the way the chainring ended up is fascinating. So you can see they still used a decent quality steel for the next three sprockets, and then they used aluminum after that. And if I can get it to focus, you can see the aluminum has actually started being not just bent, but chippings torn away from the sprocket just from usage over time. I hadn't noticed significant shifting issues. I have Ultegra Di2 11 speed. It was still shifting okay, though it got louder over time. Then the other issue, and actually this is a pretty good chainring in terms of the top several sprockets don't have the braking issue that occurs on some of these multi-metal components where the top levels just didn't have enough connection. You can see we've got sort of a doubled connection here. So fortunately this was probably going to be less prone to that. But the connections binding the steel and the aluminum outer layer, this always looked too weak to me because this whole thing needs to operate as a unit. I already had this cassette out once when I noticed a little wobbling because these connecting bolts had actually started loosening themselves out. So yeah, fundamentally it worked pretty well for a while. It's super light. I don't have a scale. But yeah, don't expect a sprocket like this under heavy use to last more than 500 miles, 800 kilometers if you're a heavier rider.